Success is not a game for the faint-hearted. It demands fierce commitment and ruthless self-honesty. To win, you must first identify your enemies. These are not outside forces, but internal behaviors, 10 destructive habits that will sabotage your destiny if left unchecked. Listen closely, because your future depends on eliminating these enemies now. First, indecision is poison. The moment you hesitate, doubt creeps in. Successful men and women act with clarity and confidence. No second guessing. If you cannot decide, you guarantee failure. Second, fear is your greatest enemy. Fear paralyzes the mind, destroys creativity, and chains ambition. If you feed fear, you starve success. Conquer fear or be conquered by it. Third, procrastination steals your time and your power. Every delay is a missed opportunity. Action fuels momentum. Delay kills dreams. Winners move fast and never wait for perfect conditions. Fourth, negative associations will drag you down. Surrounding yourself with naysayers and skeptics drains your energy and clouds your vision. Choose your company wisely. Your environment shapes your outcome. Fifth, lack of persistence is surrender in disguise. When you fall, stand up again and again. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Persistence carves paths where none existed. Sixth, blaming others destroys your control. If you refuse to own your mistakes and results, you give away your power. Responsibility is the cornerstone of growth. Claim it fiercely. Seventh, comfort zones are prisons. Avoiding challenge and risk is the enemy of progress. Growth demands discomfort. If you want more, be willing to endure the pain that comes with it. Eighth, lack of clear purpose is chaos. Without a burning purpose, your efforts scatter and weaken. Success requires a definite major aim, a goal that consumes your every thought and action. Ninth, wasting time on trivial matters drains your energy. Focus is your weapon. Guard your time like a lion guards its territory. Say no to distractions that do not serve your ultimate goal. 10th, giving up at the first sign of difficulty is the graveyard of dreams. True success requires you to push through storms, setbacks, and failures. Strength grows in struggle. Understand this. These behaviors are not mere obstacles. They are your enemies. They will conspire daily to rob you of your vision and steal your future. You must recognize them, reject them, and replace them with discipline, courage, and relentless action. Success is not for those who wish, but for those who fight. Rid yourself of these enemies now. Be ruthless with your habits. Transform yourself into a powerhouse of determination. Your future is forged in the choices you make today. Eliminate these behaviors and nothing can stop you. The road to greatness is narrow, but the rewards are limitless. Stand firm, act boldly, and claim the success waiting for you. Success demands unwavering discipline. It is the foundation upon which every achievement, every breakthrough, every triumph is built. Without discipline, talent is wasted, opportunity is lost, and dreams remain just that, dreams. Discipline is not a suggestion or a convenience. It is the uncompromising force that separates those who rise to greatness from those who fall into mediocrity. The path to success is littered with distractions, temptations, and excuses, but discipline is the shield that protects your focus, the engine that drives your action, and the compass that guides your decisions. Discipline begins with control over your own mind. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your destiny grows. If you allow doubt, fear, and negativity to take root, they will choke your potential. To be disciplined means to master your thoughts, to reject anything that weakens your confidence and resolve. It means choosing to think clearly and positively, even when circumstances tempt you to give up or settle for less. You must train your mind to focus relentlessly on your goal, shutting out distractions and naysayers. This mental discipline is the beginning of all power. Every successful person understands that discipline is action in motion. It's not enough to want success or to dream about it. You must commit to consistent, deliberate action day after day. Discipline forces you to show up when others quit, to push through fatigue and frustration, to keep moving forward even when progress seems slow or invisible. This persistence, born of discipline, wears down obstacles and builds momentum. Without it, talent and intelligence are meaningless. Success rewards those who work hardest, who refuse to be stopped by setbacks or delays. Discipline demands sacrifice. It requires you to give up short-term pleasures for long-term gain. This is where many fail. The comfort of immediate gratification seduces millions into a life of unrealized potential. But discipline teaches you to delay gratification, to endure discomfort now so you can enjoy lasting rewards later. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, sticking to a rigorous plan, or saying no to distractions and temptations, discipline means making hard choices consistently. It means valuing your future more than fleeting comfort. To develop unwavering discipline, you must build powerful habits. Your daily routine becomes your destiny. Each small act of discipline strengthens your willpower and edges you closer to your goal. It's in the habits you cultivate, waking up with purpose, focusing on priorities, finishing what you start, that discipline flourishes. The mind craves routine, and when you feed it with discipline, it becomes a machine of efficiency and resilience. This relentless structure guards you against the chaos of life that tries to pull you off course. Discipline is also about responsibility. It means owning your decisions, your failures, and your success. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck when things go wrong, but discipline requires you to stand tall and accept full responsibility for your life. This is where true power lies. When you stop playing the victim and take charge of your results, you unlock the ability to change and grow. Discipline does not allow excuses or complaints. It demands accountability. Success follows those who command their own destiny. Fear and doubt are enemies of discipline. They whisper lies that paralyze your progress and undermine your courage. But discipline is the antidote to fear. When you develop discipline, you face fear head-on and refuse to let it dictate your actions. You act despite uncertainty and discomfort because your commitment is stronger than your hesitation. This courage, fueled by discipline, transforms obstacles into opportunities. You learn to see challenges as tests of your strength and resolve rather than reasons to quit. Indecision is another enemy defeated only by discipline. The moment you hesitate, you lose valuable time and allow doubt to creep in. Discipline sharpens your ability to decide quickly and firmly. It teaches you to trust yourself and take action even when the path isn't perfectly clear. Every great success story includes moments of bold decisions made with conviction. Discipline trains you to make those decisions swiftly and to commit fully, knowing that indecision is the enemy of progress. Discipline is the guardian of your focus. In a world filled with endless distractions, it keeps your eyes fixed on your target. Social media, entertainment, gossip, and countless other diversions compete for your attention. Without discipline, you will be pulled in every direction and never accomplish what matters most. But with discipline, you create boundaries around your time and energy, protecting your priorities with fierce loyalty. Your mind becomes a laser beam, cutting through noise and clutter to hit the bullseye of your ambitions. Even when success seems distant or impossible, discipline keeps you moving forward. It's the inner voice that says, keep going when the world says, give up. It's the force that drives you to learn from failure, to get up after every fall, and to keep chasing your vision no matter the odds. Discipline turns ordinary people into champions by transforming struggle into growth. It's the relentless engine that powers every great achievement in history. Discipline requires you to embrace discomfort. Growth is never comfortable. To become more, to achieve more, you must be willing to endure pain, rejection, and setbacks. Discipline is the muscle that strengthens you to handle this discomfort without breaking. It teaches you to welcome challenges as opportunities to build resilience and character. Without this willingness to face hardship, success will forever remain out of reach. Ultimately, discipline is the great equalizer. Talent, wealth, and luck can give some an advantage, but discipline can overcome all obstacles. It levels the playing field between the gifted and the ordinary, the wealthy and the struggling. Those who cultivate discipline are the ones who take control of their fate and become unstoppable forces of achievement. Success bows to discipline, and discipline demands your total commitment. There is no room for compromise with discipline. It requires relentless focus, unwavering resolve, and a refusal to tolerate anything that undermines your progress. It is not a one-time effort, but a daily choice, a constant battle against laziness, distraction, and fear. The moment you relax your discipline is the moment your enemies gain ground. To reach the highest peak of success, you must be disciplined in every thought, every action, every moment. Success demands unwavering discipline. It is the fire that burns in the hearts of champions, the steel that hardens their will, and the force that propels them beyond limits. Without it, no dream becomes real. With it, all things become possible. The question is not if you want success, but are you willing to embrace the discipline it demands? Because your future will be shaped by that choice. Make discipline your unbreakable ally, and nothing will stop you. Fear is the root of failure. It is the silent destroyer that creeps into the mind, paralyzes action, and suffocates potential. Fear does not just block your path. It poisons your thoughts, clouds your judgment, and convinces you that you are not worthy or capable. Every failed attempt, every missed opportunity, every dream left unfulfilled can be traced back to this one enemy, fear. To succeed, you must understand fear's power, confront it without hesitation, and refuse to allow it to control your life. Fear is a natural reaction, but it becomes dangerous when it dominates your decisions. It disguises itself as caution or realism, whispering doubts and worst-case scenarios. It tells you to stay safe, to settle for less, to avoid risk. But the truth is, fear is a liar. It wants to keep you trapped in your comfort zone, where growth is impossible and dreams wither away. The moment you allow fear to dictate your actions, you surrender your power. You become a prisoner to your own mind, chained by what-ifs and imagined failures. Fear stops action before it even begins. It causes hesitation that drains your momentum and lets opportunity slip through your fingers. The most successful people don't live without fear. They feel it deeply, but they refuse to let it control them. They learn to act despite fear, recognizing that courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Every step taken in the face of fear strengthens your resolve and diminishes its hold on you. Fear loses power when you confront it head-on and keep moving forward. One of fear's greatest weapons is the fear of failure. This fear convinces you that making mistakes will define you, that failure is permanent, and that success is only for the lucky or the talented. But failure is not the enemy. Fear of failure is. Failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a test of your commitment. It is inevitable on the path to success. The real failure is never trying, never risking, and never rising after falling. When you fear failure, you shrink your vision and limit your possibilities. To grow, you must embrace failure as an essential part of the journey. Fear breeds self-doubt, which undermines your confidence and your belief in your abilities. When you doubt yourself, your goals seem unattainable, your efforts feel futile, and your courage fades. Self-doubt is the voice that tells you, you're not good enough, you don't deserve success, you will never make it. These lies are born of fear. To silence self-doubt, you must feed your mind with positive affirmations, evidence of your past victories, and unwavering faith in your potential. Strength grows when you replace fear's lies with the truth of your power. Fear isolates you. It convinces you to hide your ambitions, to keep your dreams secret, and to avoid seeking help or advice. It turns you inward, cutting off the support and encouragement that fuel success. But success requires connection. It demands that you surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and believe in you. When fear isolates you, it weakens your spirit and saps your energy. The antidote is courage to be vulnerable, to ask for help, and to build a network that lifts you higher. Fear also distorts reality. It magnifies dangers and minimizes opportunities. It causes you to focus on worst-case scenarios instead of possibilities. This distorted vision keeps you stuck in inaction and regret. To overcome fear, you must learn to see clearly, to weigh risks realistically, and to recognize that most fears are exaggerated or imagined. Reality is not as threatening as fear makes it seem. When you clear the fog of fear, you find a path forward illuminated by opportunity and hope. Fear thrives in uncertainty. The unknown terrifies because it removes control. But control is an illusion. Life is unpredictable, and success depends on your ability to navigate uncertainty with confidence and adaptability. The most successful people are not those who avoid uncertainty, but those who embrace it. They see change and challenge as chances to grow stronger and wiser. Fear falls away when you accept uncertainty as part of life and choose to move forward regardless. Fear prevents you from taking risks, and risk is the currency of success. Without risk, there is no reward. Playing it safe guarantees stagnation. You must be willing to step out boldly, to risk failure, rejection, and discomfort. This willingness separates winners from the rest. Fear says, stay where it's safe, but success demands, step into the unknown. Each risk taken with discipline and courage expands your limits and brings you closer to your goals. Fear controls your emotions and clouds your judgment. When fear dominates, decisions are made out of anxiety instead of clarity. You second-guess yourself, freeze in hesitation, or react impulsively to avoid discomfort. Discipline over fear means mastering your emotions so they serve you rather than control you. It means training your mind to remain calm, focused, and resolute even when fear is present. This emotional control turns fear from a barrier into a challenge to overcome. You can never eliminate fear completely, but you can master it. Mastery comes from repetition, facing your fears again and again until they lose their power. Each time you act despite fear, you build courage and resilience. You prove to yourself that fear is not a limit but a hurdle to clear. Over time, fear becomes a signpost of growth, signaling where you must push harder and rise higher. The more you confront fear, the less it controls you. Fear is the root of failure because it kills dreams before they have a chance to live. It locks potential behind walls of doubt, hesitation, and avoidance. But fear can be conquered by action, discipline, and courage. When you refuse to be ruled by fear, you unlock your true power. You step into a life of possibility, progress, and achievement. Fear loses its grip when you realize that success is born not from comfort, but from bravery, persistence, and unwavering belief in yourself. Let fear be a challenge, not a chain. Let it fuel your determination rather than stall your progress. When you face fear squarely and refuse to back down, you claim victory before you even reach the finish line. The root of failure is fear, but the root of success is courage. And courage begins with choosing to act despite that fear. Indecision is a silent killer. It creeps into your mind like a slow poison, draining your energy, paralyzing your will, and suffocating your dreams. Unlike loud failures that are obvious and can be confronted, indecision works quietly in the background, eroding your confidence and stealing your momentum. It is the thief of opportunity, the destroyer of potential, and the enemy that lurks within. Success demands swift and certain decisions. Anything less is a path to failure. The greatest barrier to success is not a lack of resources, talent, or luck. It is the inability to decide. When you hesitate, you waste precious time and energy wrestling with doubt. Every moment spent wavering is a moment lost forever. Life moves fast, and opportunities wait for no one. The person who delays and doubts will be left behind by those who decide quickly and act boldly. Indecision breeds confusion, anxiety, and fear, and these emotions feed on each other, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. Indecision often masquerades as caution or prudence. People convince themselves they need more information, more time, or the perfect conditions to act. But in reality, indecision is a form of fear. It is the fear of making the wrong choice, fear of failure, and fear of responsibility. This fear shackles you to the spot, leaving your goals to slip through your fingers. Success does not come to those who wait for certainty. It comes to those who move forward with confidence, knowing that no decision is perfect and that mistakes can be corrected. The cost of indecision is far greater than any risk taken in action. Each hesitation weakens your resolve and chips away at your self-trust. When you doubt your ability to decide, you undermine your entire foundation. Confidence is built on the willingness to decide and the readiness to face the consequences. The successful understand that decisions, even imperfect ones, are better than paralysis. They know that action creates clarity and momentum, while indecision breeds stagnation and regret. Indecision also kills opportunities before they can be seized. Some doors only open briefly, and hesitation means they close forever. When you delay, competitors move faster, situations change, and the chance disappears. The world rewards the decisive. History is filled with stories of individuals who succeeded because they acted swiftly and with conviction, not because they had perfect information or conditions. Decisive action puts you ahead of the crowd and creates a dynamic where momentum builds on momentum. The paralysis caused by indecision is often rooted in a fear of responsibility. To decide is to accept ownership of the outcome, whether success or failure. Many avoid decision-making to escape this burden, passing the blame onto circumstances or others. But avoiding responsibility is a trap that destroys growth. Responsibility is power. When you claim your decisions fully, you gain control of your life. Discipline in decision-making means embracing this responsibility and refusing to let fear dictate your choices. Indecision undermines leadership and vision. A leader who cannot decide loses respect and trust. Teams, partners, and supporters look for direction and confidence. Without it, motivation dies and progress halts. To lead yourself or others toward success, you must be decisive. This means gathering necessary information quickly, trusting your judgment, and committing to a course of action. Wavering signals weakness and invites chaos. Strong leaders understand that decisiveness inspires action and creates results. Mental clarity is the antidote to indecision. When your mind is cluttered with distractions, doubts, and conflicting opinions, decision-making becomes impossible. Discipline your mind to focus on what matters, gather the facts you need, and cut through noise and confusion. Practice making small decisions quickly to build your decisiveness muscle. Each choice you make with clarity and confidence weakens indecision's hold and strengthens your ability to lead your life with purpose. Indecision also drains your emotional energy. The constant back and forth, the replaying of what-ifs, and the inability to commit exhaust your mind and spirit. This emotional fatigue reduces your resilience and your capacity to face challenges. By contrast, decisiveness frees you emotionally. When you choose, you release anxiety and open the door to focused action. This freedom fuels motivation and creates a positive cycle of progress. To overcome indecision, you must embrace imperfection. No decision is ever guaranteed to be perfect or without risk. Waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect choice is an illusion. Success comes from the willingness to make decisions, learn from results, adjust course, and keep moving. This mindset transforms indecision from a killer into a stepping stone. It turns hesitation into deliberate action and fear into confidence. Indecision is often fueled by overthinking. Overanalyzing every detail leads to paralysis. The mind spins in endless circles, afraid to commit. Break free by setting deadlines for your decisions. Force yourself to act within a specific time frame. This creates urgency and forces focus. The ability to decide quickly and move forward separates the achievers from the dreamers. Indecision steals your self-respect. Each time you fail to decide, you lose faith in yourself. This erosion of self-trust makes future decisions even harder. But decisiveness builds self-respect and inner strength. When you prove to yourself that you can choose and follow through, you grow more confident. This confidence becomes a powerful tool in overcoming obstacles and chasing bigger goals. Indecision kills progress quietly but thoroughly. It stops momentum dead in its tracks and lets doubt grow wild. If you want to move forward in life, business, or any pursuit, you must develop the habit of decisive action. This means trusting your instincts, accepting uncertainty, and refusing to be paralyzed by fear or doubt. The power to decide is your power to control your destiny. Indecision is a silent killer, but it is not invincible. You can conquer it with discipline, clarity, and courage. Commit now to becoming a person who decides quickly and acts boldly. Your future success depends on your ability to make decisions without hesitation. Every great achievement begins with a decision. Refuse to be the victim of indecision and watch how your life transforms as momentum and confidence replace doubt and delay. The power to choose is the power to win. Procrastination steals your future. It disguises itself as harmless delay, a simple later, but in truth, it is a thief that robs you of time, opportunity, and progress. Every moment you push action aside, you allow your dreams to slip further from reach. Procrastination is the enemy of success because it creates a gap between intention and achievement, filling that space with excuses, distractions, and doubt. The future you desire is built by what you do now, not by what you postpone indefinitely. The danger of procrastination lies in its subtlety. It rarely announces itself as a villain. Instead, it tempts you with comfort, convincing you that there is always more time, that the task can wait, that the pressure will be less tomorrow. But tomorrow is never guaranteed. The more you delay, the harder it becomes to begin, until inertia sets in and your goals become distant fantasies rather than achievable realities. Success demands urgency. It demands that you act decisively in this moment, not in some vague future. Procrastination feeds on fear and doubt. It is easier to delay because starting means facing the possibility of failure, rejection, or discomfort. These fears paralyze you, making delay feel safer than action. But safety is an illusion. Each delay piles more pressure onto your shoulders and shrinks your window of opportunity. The longer you wait, the more overwhelming the task appears, and the less confident you feel. Procrastination is a trap that grows deeper the longer you stay inside it. The cost of procrastination is measured in lost time and missed chances. Time is the most valuable resource, and once spent, it cannot be recovered. The moments you waste deciding when to start could have been used building momentum, learning, and achieving. Opportunities are often fleeting. Once they pass, they rarely return. The person who acts quickly and with purpose seizes opportunities while they are ripe. The person who procrastinates watches from the sidelines as others claim success. Procrastination also destroys your discipline and weakens your willpower. Every time you choose to delay, you weaken your mental muscles. Your ability to resist distractions and stay focused diminishes. This creates a vicious cycle. Procrastination leads to lower discipline, and lower discipline makes procrastination easier. To break free, you must interrupt this cycle by forcing action, no matter how small. Discipline grows from consistent action, and with it comes the power to resist procrastination. Procrastination clouds your mind with guilt and regret. Deep down, you know the cost of delay. This awareness creates stress and anxiety, which only fuel more procrastination. It's a destructive feedback loop that saps your energy and robs you of peace. The mind cannot focus when weighed down by guilt, and productivity plummets. The only way to silence this negative cycle is through action. Taking the first step releases tension and builds confidence. The key to overcoming procrastination is to start before you feel ready. Waiting for motivation or perfect conditions is a lie we tell ourselves to justify delay. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you start working, momentum builds, and motivation grows stronger. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most powerful. It sets the wheels in motion and turns intention into reality. Commit to starting now, and you break procrastination's grip. Breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps makes starting easier. Large goals can feel overwhelming and trigger avoidance. By dividing a goal into clear, simple actions, you reduce fear and create a clear path forward. Small wins build confidence and make progress visible. This approach transforms daunting tasks into achievable challenges and replaces procrastination with productivity. Procrastination is a betrayal of your future self. It favors the short-term comfort of doing nothing over the long-term benefits of hard work. But the future self who will live with the consequences of delay has no say in the moment you choose to procrastinate. Success demands that you act not for the ease of today, but for the promise of tomorrow. The choices you make now echo through your future. Every postponed effort is a lost opportunity